A lot of people say that it's really difficult to play aggro in best of 3 environment. I'm gonna show you today how to play aggro, how to smartly sideboard against aggro, and how we can perform on a really high level with this Boros aggro deck. It's a similar deck that maybe you know from other Boros burn deck, but I made some advantage decision or changes in this deck where I think makes this deck a little bit stronger, a little bit better, especially for best of 3. Here's the sideboard. I'm gonna talk about everything again, detailed in the breakdown part, so check it out if you're interested in the deck. Otherwise, let's go to the best of 3 play. So, here we are in our first best of 3 game against Zolti. Let's see how we can perform, and I think Mono... Oh Jesus. Would be a good hand if I would have my white land, but we're gonna mulligan this. This is okay. Don't need my initiate here. And I think with smart sideboarding, I think aggro decks in best of 3 are really powerful. But just if you have smart sideboarding, or if you can sideboard smart. Otherwise, we're gonna see it is a mono green aggro. This is nice. This is actually really nice. So now we have a choice. My opponent don't has how you call it? Don't has 3 mana for having full value out of Blizzard Brawl, but he has maybe a Snakeskin Veil. Snakeskin Veil can prevent me from doing a lot of things. This is why I think I'm gonna Roil Eruption this one and go for attack. Let's see how salty. It's not an optimal mana use, but we could not play the way that we can use everything perfectly. And this way, if we top deck another land, we can, like here, we can instantly go in and produce a lot of damage, right? Because this way we can put a counter here. Next turn, if there's no land, he can fight Raiju. I don't want to fight Raiju. So this way we are out of the reach of Blizzard Brawl, but interesting to meet mono green snow here. Okay, opponent knows that there is not much chances that he can have. Against mono green, subscribe. Say subscribe. Thank you. Thank Now she wants to go down. Let's keep on playing. I don't need Stormless. I will sideboard Skyclave. And against the Ranger class, I mean, we are in general against creature decks, we are super powerful. The question is now, do we sideboard a Rip Apart for Roil Eruption? Because Roil Eruption don't hit so many creatures from him. So let's put one of it, right? The rest, I also like the flyers. Against mono green, they can give me the final push, so let's do it too. Let's sideboard this out. Let's take the flyers in. Because mono green has difficulties to deal with the flyers. And the rest, I'm pretty happy actually. We can go more of a mid-range plan with Wandering, right? Like if I put 2 Wandering instead of Raiju, but I think it's too much change, huh? I think this is okay, and we are... I mean, we are on the draw now, let's do it. Let's reduce 2 Raijus, and let's put 2 times Wandering in, and then I think it will be really hard for my mono-green opponent to handle all this exile and this removal, because this is where mono-green breaks. If you don't let them play their powerful creatures where they are relying on to play powerful spells, like Blizzard Brawl, right? Or like Snakeskin Veil and stuff like this will be often a dead draw for them. Not a big fan of this hand, but sure, we can see what we can make it happen. Okay, this is good. This is good draw. I need some lands now, but this is good. No snow permanents. My opponent with some insta or sorcery spells. So let's see. This turn we're gonna put it on the initiate. What do you have? No, this is the liar that holds the priority. This is not a sorcery or something. Let me put my headset back on. Autumn, okay, sure. He can play lands from the top. Let's deal with Autumn. Sadly, we didn't draw our land. Let's put the counters around. This is how it can go. This is how it can go. 2 ticks in, 4 more to go. So let's keep on rolling. So our next opponent, Nikozoro 90. Let's see if we maybe meet some mid-range or some control-ish type of decks that I can show you how we can switch our deck from aggro to more mid-range orientated play. Not a big fan. Not a big fan, but it's okay. It's okay. We have some plays, depends on what my opponent is playing. Cool sleeves, bro. I like your sleeves. Because I have the same. Our opponent is also an opposing Boros burn deck, so interesting to see that finally people realizing that you can also play this deck in best of 3. But our version is a little bit stronger against creature matchups than their version. Definitely. Okay. I can do that too. I don't want him to burn it. As maybe play with fire or something else. So we're gonna put it here, take the tree from here. And then we're gonna go for a lot of damage. And I wanna grow instantly my Reckless out of the reach of Roil Eruption and play with fire, right? 3 mana, play nothing? Erganjo, huh? Erganjo, definitely Erganjo. Oof. Another white source. So I can play now Roil Eruption on the Aspirant and he has nothing. And then I'm gonna play him. And then I'm gonna grow him. And not attack. Because he has Erganjo. Look, he will play it now. Trust me. Trust me. Not the first game. Okay, he will play it next turn. Not the first game against this sort of builds. So let's go with you. Let's put the counter here. He will Erganjo him. So this is okay, but we're gonna draw our initiates. Here he will gonna go Erganjo on my Stormless or Reckless Stormseeker. Obviously, guys, this is just such an obvious play what my opponent is doing, but this is okay. My creature grow, my creature provide lethal next turn, so this is okay. There is not much my opponent can do about it. Oh, he's a Naya human, ah, okay. This is something he can definitely do about it. You think he's gonna crew the chariot to chump something? I think so, right? So there are 2 ways how I can do it. I can... I think I will go for this way. Yes. Now we have enough mana to activate Hopeful Initiate. Double counter on Luminarch Aspirant. I attack, opponent tap for Jessica Chariot to chumpy something. I remove the counters and destroy Jessica Chariot. Otherwise, yeah, this is what's gonna happen. This way we have 3 mana, enough to activate. Other play will be to 1, 2. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is how it can happen. Big brain, big brain. Against Naya humans. What did he show me? Nothing, right? She showed me that he has Luminarch. Nothing else. I mean, I'm pretty good against this build. The only thing I will maybe exchange is Brutal Cathar for Skyclave Apparition, because Skyclave Apparition can hit Jessica Chariot, just in case he has something there. And Brutal Cathar, I left one in, because it can hit the tokens from Brandon 7 in case it's a Brandon 7 version. Otherwise, I think I'm pretty good against the most things that he has. One Roil Eruption and one Rip Apart. Just also in case Jessica Chariot and all this stuff. Or we can also go like this. Yeah, like this I think is healthier for the deck. We have ways to deal with Jessica Chariot, we have ways to deal with tokens, because I don't know if my opponent runs some other tokens, and some early interaction. Portable Hole amazing against Brandon 7 too, so let's roll it. Naya build. Naya, maybe Naya humans with Jessica Chariot, who knows, or maybe just Naya good stuff, right? So right now I'm not 100% sold on what my opponent is using. This hand is terrible. This hand is okay. Double, yeah. I'm gonna show you now the play with Kakkazan. Kakkazan is such a versatile and amazing card. And we're gonna bottom you. I'm gonna show you that. Okay, another land. But I'm open without playing Kakkazan, because I wanna play Kakkazan on 2, so I can place a Shatterskull Charger on turn 3 with a counter from Kakkazan, right? This way he's a turn 3 5/4 haster with trample. So opponent has already all mana, turn 3, let's see how impactful it will be for my opponent. And then you're gonna see how impactful it will be for me. Babe. Not a big deal, bro. Now I can take card selection away with the Fable of Mirror Breaker and in the same time block the thingy, but then I will not get the profit with Shatterskull Charger. But I'm not really looking to have the profit, because maybe later on, if for 5 mana I can kick it, right? So it comes with a counter anyway, and Skyclave Apparition can block the token. So I think this will be a more powerful play. Let's take it away. 3 Toughness goes underneath of stands, the various stands, the card that kills creature with Toughness 4 or more, or gives something indestructible. The opponent is on 4 mana, maybe Alana and Elena. Alana and Elena will be painful. Not gonna lie. If he plays Alana and Elena. Jessica is okay. The kitties, huh? They are like Wookiees. Of course I'm gonna kill you. Don't worry. Maybe opponent has something for 1 mana, but c'est la vie. Sure. Okay. There's a lot of investment for a 3/3. Okay, we draw a lot of lands. You come next turn, Haste. So let's chill. Let's chill. Now opponent's gonna crew. Attack. We're gonna Erganjo it and leave him with some tokens. Next turn we can Charger to a big blocker. Really? But why? Sure. Sure. Didn't understand this attack, but okay. I'm fine with it. No blocks. Life is a resource, my friends. Opponent keep up so much mana. Why? Why does he keep up so much mana? Is a good question, huh? I'm not gonna attack. Too much mana open. Opponent maybe with various stands that can kill the Charger because he has toughness 4. But if it's the case, so it is. Good, good.
You started this fight, but I'm the one who must protect
Do that.
the people.
Now he has a really difficult decision, right? The only thing he can do right now is attack with Chariot to effectively do something. Otherwise, all the plus counter from Wanderer do nothing, and my Shatterskull Smashing gonna take care of it. Okay. Bro, give it plus. Give the plus to Jessica. No? He missed. He messed up. He messed up. The question is, do I trade with the Jessica? And I think I do, because this is currently his only value that he has, right? The problem is that afterwards, if I attack, he will need to block with everything, otherwise the Wanderer can die. I take 4. Oh, no blocks. I think my pawn messed up a little bit here, but I will not, let's say, use this because he messed up. Because he could have given the +1. Okay, this is too much lands, my friends. Let's do it like this. And let's go for... she has another El Ganjo? Most likely he has another El Ganjo, but let's see. Wanna deal with the Wanderer, but on the way back I'm dead, if opponent don't see it. Okay, opponent don't see it. So theoretically my opponent could have taken it and could kill me next turn, right? Like right here, and pure theoretically.
Our swords will
This way I will survive one more turn. Okay. Oh! Nice! But this is most likely a GG, a second Wanderer is difficult to deal for me. It's okay.
I am almost sad to see you go.
Again, my opponent I think missing lethal here, because he could have created a secondary token and next turn create another token to crew the Chariot and then kill me.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
Okay, but yeah, a little bit too much lands, a little bit more interaction in this case will be definitely much stronger. Okay. Show me what else we got. Okay, this is most likely a GG here. Let's go you for red. Let's go you for 1. Let's see if my opponent plays next. I don't want to attack nothing, I just want to check out what my opponent is playing. That I know a little bit more about him to sideboard, but I already know that I will take away Rip Apart, most likely, because I'm gonna be on the play. I don't wanna have a reactive hand. I wanna have a active hand, like proactive. I wanna do things, and I want my opponent to react to things that I'm doing, especially on the play, right? So let's see how my opponent is gonna attack. Yeah, it's attacking all in. I mean, if I would draw a little bit better, I would have had a lot of possibilities. Because my opponent looks like playing without thinking a lot. So let's go here. Doesn't really matter where. Don't wanna block. I don't wanna go another turn. But I know already how we're gonna sideboard. Always think about it. How will I go sideboard against an opponent that is more now in the force to do something. So my opponent plays Wanderer, my opponent plays Jessica. But this one I'm actually pretty good, right? Charger, I can, I think, remove. Let's add some flying threats. Let's remove one Brutal Cathar. Let's go with more Skyclef apparitions. Raiju is okay. Is okay. Theoretically, Paladin class would also hit my opponent really hard. Because he cannot flash in the stuff. But otherwise, he don't have much more things that he do on my turn. Walter Scourge, maybe. Yeah. Let's go away with play with fire and put Paladin class in, because I think Paladin class will slow it a little bit down for him to play on my turn the Wanderer. This will give me one extra turn. So I think this is the best way, and then we're gonna be of course on the play, and let's see if we can keep a hand on the play. Oh yes, this is great hand to be on the play. Great hand, why? Because we have early aggression, we have midrange possibility, and we have late game Legion Angel. So this is why it's an amazing hand to open up with. You see maybe, okay, my opponent take already mulligan twice. You see maybe we have Hopeful Initiate into Adversary into Haste. This means turn 2 for damage. Then depends what we draw, right? Any land, red or thing, gives us the mid-range possibility with Raiju. And then in the late game, Legion Angel, that constantly pick up more cards from my sideboard. So I am pretty good covered, even if my opponent has some crazy shenanigans there. And here we have already our perfect land, a white source for Legion Angel. But of course we're gonna look now to produce some aggro. And if we draw now a 3-drop, hands off, we're gonna win with 100%. If we curve out like this, there is barely an opponent can do something against it. Or if we draw Luminarch Aspirant, it's a GG. It's turn 3, 6 damage more. So it's there is not much my opponent can do about it. Okay, it's not a perfect draw, but still really good. So let's attack. Good choice. One more. Okay. Yeah, this is still 5 damage on turn 3, so this is also okay. And next turn it will be again a lot of damage. 3 mana. And Fable. Okay. Fable is a little bit too slow, I think, for my opponent here. This is why let's go with Raiju. Let's put some counters around. Si, senor. Fable is in this matchup. This is a Naya mid-range with good stuff, right? And I think Fable in this case is a little bit slow. Maybe it's a Naya from Pro Tour. Looks very similar. What the I forgot his name. I'm sorry. He brew his deck himself and made like a really cool Naya build. I enjoy his Naya build. It's not as, let's say, as favorite as the build from Crocus back in the years. Capenna has another Scourge, so he can sacrifice this one. This is totally fine. Totally fine, my friend. Oh, Paladin class. Okay. And then let's go here. Let's go. Opponent is forced to block. Doesn't matter how he blocks. It's a good game. Yeah, another 2 ticks. This is why if you're in Diamond and you try to push to Mythic, best of 3, my friend. Best of 3. And I'm gonna talk in a breakdown a little bit more about the versions. If you don't see the sideboarding against control and stuff, I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more. So if you're interested, definitely check out the breakdown. Let's go next. So here we are against Peru. Peru. The neighbors, huh? The neighbors. And game. Yeah, at first the game search took ages to find, and then games gives me this hint. This is a clear indication that game is hating me. So this hand is okay. Play with fire. Sure. Currently don't have a creature to play. I'm not a big fan to make this play without a creature. But okay. It's no creature to play. Opponent is on Orzhov midrange or control. We're gonna see now. Or maybe Esper. Okay. Let's go here. Then don't need it. Okay, another land. Also not really needed. I'm gonna play you. I'm gonna play you to start the day-night cycle. And then we're gonna see next turn what my opponent has to offer. I just wanna tell you, I played the thingy just because I wanted my opponent to use his Vanishing Verse not on Raiju. I'm gonna put a counter here. Looks like my opponent's difficulties to hit his third land. Should have mulligan maybe, my friend. Okay, we won. We won. I'm gonna show you. Oh Jesus, this is even more painful. Trample 5-4 will be 6-5, and turn 5 is difficult to recover. Orzhov Control. Here we definitely... I mean, I like Portable Hole because she has Bankbuster, but Portable Hole do not hit much more of it, because this is why Portable Hole can go. This is the version I play in best of 1 to negate other creature decks, right? So we're gonna here, and this is a perfect example. Paladin class. Paladin class will text Vanishing Verse or take out the Vanishing Verse. It's a 1 mana play that they will waste a 2 mana to deal with. This is great. Then does he play Snow? Doesn't look like it, right? This is why this is okay. Then he plays yeah, Blafita. How it called? The wedding announcement. Let's go here less. Here more. Brutal Cathar, I think, can completely go. Then 1 charger less, because double white, double red, 1 charger can go. And we had 2 of Elite Spellbinders. Value. And don't forget, we are on the draw now, right? So we need cards that are good on the draw. Elite Spellbinder is good on the draw. We prevent their turn 5 play most likely. Wandering Emperor will be Game Taker, yes, but I have also Legion Angel for these cases. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. I love this. I love this. Yeah, I'm happy with this. With this sideboarding, I'm really happy against Orzhov control from Peru. There is nothing more satisfying. Joking, man. Joking. Good hand. I'm gonna keep it. Against Orzhov control, what do you want more? Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 into Scry. Turn 4, maybe I can activate something. I'm gonna see. Okay, opponent took another mulligan. Almost made a mistake. Almost, guys. Kumano face Kakkazan. Or how I call it, Kaka. Kaka. Oh, ooh, game, you are too nice to me. So, I wanna provoke his Vanishing Verse on Bloodthirsty. You know what I mean. Vanishing Verse. Ooh, knockout blow. Wow, nice sideboard, bro. Damage to taking blocking creature, you gain 2 life. Nice, bro, nice. Very good, very good. I like your thinking. I very like your thinking. I'm very enjoying. We are gonna hit him. It's not gonna block. Then we're gonna something away from him. Another wedding announcement. Legion Angel he can currently not play. Trespasser he can play. Will Trespasser be a problem? No. But the Legion Angel could be a problem. Because I wanna go in the air, right? Yeah. So Legion Angel can go. I wanna go into the air. Up into the air. Okay, Graveyard Trespasser, sure. Interesting brew, bro. Interesting brew. Very interesting brew. Opponent does nothing. We go here. We go with you. We go here. Here. Then we're gonna go attack hole. Okay. Sure. And my opponent didn't hit a 4th land. Always think about it. So next turn, he doesn't want to do anything. You need to attack, my friend. If you are in his position, attack. Attack. You cannot hold back the things. You need to attack. No lands, please. Okay. Another Kakkazan. Okay, I'm gonna play you out. Ah! Okay. Sure. I would have taken the flyer, no? Will you take the flyer too? I will take the flyer. Okay. Now we keep the Kumano back, just in case he wants to attack with the 2/2s. Vanishing Verse with Graveyard Trespasser. Sure, Orzhov control, huh? He knows that he can maybe favor a Field of Ruins my land, but he goes for the more greedier way. And next turn I can fly. Yes. Si, senor, this is good. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see if we're gonna hit something from the top, or we're gonna fly over the top. Okay, we are not hitting anything from the top. So let's go and fly, I will say, right? Let's go and fly. Opponent needs to be really careful what he's doing now. The 4th land hits the board. I don't have creatures anymore. My opponent also don't have creatures anymore to gain him life. We're gonna trade here, of course, or jump here, or kill it, because opponent wants to draw a card with the wedding and hope that he hits like Vanishing Verse or something from the top. Yep. Do we even need to fly now? Yeah, sure. Sure, we can fly. I first was considering maybe to go one turn longer. He hit the Wandering Emperor.
Now you've done it.
Okay,
Coming off.
sure.
This is what you get for hurting my
Double block the 3/3, okay. Okay. A good decision that I decided to fly, I think. I think from my priorities. Because this way, Den of the Bugbeard.
Try not to let your blade do the talking.
You have another one? I think he has another one, huh? Oh no, he doesn't. Oof. He can kill a land. Sure, let's go for it. Oh, perfect. Ooh, nice. Nice. Nice, bro. He found the right solutions. He found the right solution. It's great. It's great. You don't need to draw anything. I'm dead next turn. Doesn't matter how he attacks, but great. Very nice. Very nice. No blocks. I'm already checking a little bit for the sideboarding. 4 damage, okay. Sure. Sure, my friend. Nope. Well, I'm fine with my sideboarding, to be honest. I'm fine with it. Maybe the only thing I would reduce is go away you. Bring in you. Go away you, bring in you, right? Yeah, this way we can destroy the waiting announcement. The rest I'm fine, to be honest. 1, 2, 1. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Ooh, I'm fine with it. Maybe a little bit too reactive now, but I wanted my opponent get a lot of value out of his plays, and he drew perfectly, like really good. But this is what it makes this game so special. Okay, this hand we cannot make turn 2 Kakkazan because I want to play turn 2 Luminarch Aspirant. Right. So let's play it like this. Denchik into Kakkazanchik. Can be really powerful or really weak play. But let's see. Just in case you're wondering why I'm playing Adversary outside of Luminarch Aspirant, because I think he has again Vanishing Verse, or he will keep a hand with Vanishing Verse. This is why... This is why I want to play it this way. Okay, Ray, sure. Let's go for 5. Paladin class would help me now immensely out. Paladin class would have helped me really much, because I suspect next turn maybe, just maybe, to be a Wandering Emperor turn. But we're gonna check it with Elite Spellbinder. Oh, it's this turn, okay. But he's still dead, right? No, he has 1 blocker. But I have Charger. Nice. I have a Charger here. Charger with Trample. Yes! Yes! This is my mythic game, my friends. Welcome. Welcome! Ooh, I'm so happy to reach it with you again. I love it. I love it. So 3 games that we won, and we always got 2 ticks. This is why it's important to play Diamond the last push in the best of 3, or I find it much more comfortable because you see we have a variety of different decks. So yeah, let's go to the breakdown, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about the sideboarding, about the deck in general, and what I did different compared to the regular Boros burn deck. Let's go there. And here we are with our breakdown, and I just noticed now that I have the camera down in the corner the whole time. I'm sorry for it, I forget to change it. Usually I like to have it in the middle so you can see my library and my graveyard, but I think in the most cases it was not really necessary to see my graveyard, and I think it's not really like a reason to record now over an hour more of the gameplay. And I reached Mythic with you guys. This is why I cannot really do it different, but I'm sorry for it. It will be definitely, I will try to make myself a sticky note, a reminder that I should put the camera on the right spot. Anyway, let's check out the deck, what it does differently compared to the regular Boros burn, and also where I think in best of 1 definitely you will win against other Boros burns. I will win this deck. Let's say I lose 1 out of 5 games against our other Boros burn decks, because I designed this deck the way that we are really strong on the draw. And this is basically where the Boros deck breaks. If the Boros deck is on the play, super powerful. But as soon as it's on the draw, it breaks really often. If you play maybe this deck yourself to climb, you will notice that the most losses you get is on the draw, because this deck is really fragile to being on the draw. Because the things that we have, the sorcery speed removal and stuff, they are sorcery speed. You cannot interact with your opponent on the opponent's turn. The only thing is that we have play with fire. What I decided to here to twist it a little bit around is to get mana advantage in different scenarios to beat the other creature decks on the draw. With things like Portable Hole, 1 mana removal for another creature, like for another Luminarch Aspirant. So your opponent used the turn 2 play Luminarch Aspirant. You use your turn 2 to play maybe Portable Hole, and Kumano faces Kakkazan. So we already setting up our powerful 3 turn, and I cannot stress it more often enough, and maybe you notice it from other videos that I'm making, that in the current standard, in the current matter, the most impactful turn in the whole game, it decides about the outcome of the whole game, is turn 3. If you have a more powerful turn 3 than your opponent, you will win the game. You will win the game. And this is what this deck is designed to do. We are designed to have a super powerful turn 3. We are not really caring a lot what we are doing on turn 1 and 2. There we are trying just to interact with our opponent with things like Portable Hole, with setting up our board with our hopeful initiate, or to smooth out our drops with our play with fire, or maybe remove something from opponent with play with fire. But I usually use it as a smooth out mechanic to scry 1, deal 2 damage to opponent's face, and then to see that I have my powerful turn 3, right? Because on turn 3 is where the whole action is happening, where the things with Brutal Cathar happening if my opponent has something crazy, or if the bait happening. You saw maybe in 1 game I baited the opponent to use, it was the last game against Vanishing Verse, I think it was the last game, to use the removal on Brutal Cathar, so it set up my Raiju, because I know my opponent is on 2 or 3 mana open. Each time I pass, my opponent has a short time of priority, so I know that there is some insta-spell interaction, and most likely this is Vanishing Verse. I want him to use it on Brutal Cathar, because opponent don't want to pass without doing nothing, because then it's turn to night, and then he needs to pay 3 life in addition to the removal spell, so they usually remove it instantly. Or I play something super powerful like the Charger, or like the Reckless Stormseeker that is amazing with our Legion Angel, because suddenly you have a turn 4 play that is also unstoppable, literally unstoppable. Yeah, and this is the whole design idea. Portable Hole, really cheap interaction where we can do on turn 2 really much stuff with, because we can play it on turn 2, we can play something else on turn 2, or keep up some removal. Then we have Shatterskull, the Charger, I call him just a Charger. the Charger, that is a super powerful turn 3 play if you have Kakkazan coming on turn 2, because he's suddenly a 3 mana 5/4 with Trample. Show me a card that can beat it. Not even this Boros dual-sided thingy will beat it. By the way, I just completed my full progress. You see 100.1. I will open it later. I like to have a little bit more. Not even this one, Sunrise Cavalier, can beat the Charger. The only, let's say, plus from Sunrise Cavalier is that it doesn't require double red. But usually I'm happy if you have double red on turn 3, because then we can play consistently our Raiju. And with this mana base, I never had an issue really to cast something. Like also in the gameplay, we never had the issue to cast something. If you have an issue to cast something, mulligan. Mulligan, this is the most important decision in your life, in your lifespan of a game, is the opening hand. If you have an opening hand that is not able to go aggressive curve, mulligan. Simple as that. Yeah. Then, of course, compared to the Boros burn deck, I have much less adversaries because I don't consider this card being super powerful. This card has a next level tier if you play Hopeful Initiate on turn 1. Of course, then this card is amazing because it's turn 2, 4 damage in the face, and then it can keep on growing if you have, for example, Luminarch Aspirant. Almost unstoppable, right? You cannot stop it. But I reduced this a little bit. I reduced Roil Eruption, I reduced Play with Fire because I'm not fully burned. I want to destroy my opponent's face with creatures, not with spells, but we can also do it with spells if we really need to. For the most part, I found myself using the spells to remove the creatures. But yeah, Legion Angel, amazing addition in best of 1, amazing addition in best of 3. And Raiju, this card has two sides for me. This card can be a turn 4 win, or this card can be a dead draw. Why? Because often by the time that you play the Raiju, you are already so present on the board where you have creatures with counters that you're literally killing your opponent on turn 4, or you are so far behind and top decking Raiju is literally just like a 4 mana 4/4 do nothing, right? Like 4 mana 4/4 haste, but most likely my opponent has some interaction, some removal or anything else for it. It does nothing. Opposite to Luke and Legion Angel, this is a 4 mana 4/3 flyer that maybe cannot go instantly in, but by ETB you instantly get a free card. This is an impactful top deck. So if I top deck Legion Angel, I'm 100 times more happier than if I top deck a Raiju in the most case scenarios, because suddenly Legion Angel can turn the game. Suddenly Legion Angel can give me the chance to win an unwinnable game, because suddenly I have each turn a new flying 4/3 threat where my opponent is most likely already low on life and need to be removing it each turn. And if opponent do not do it or is not able to do it, I wanna win the game. This is why I like Legion Angel as an inclusion here. For the mana base, I show it really shortly in the intro, but we have constant 24 lands. I tried it with 23 at the beginning. I had, I think, one more play with fire. Don't work. Sometimes the game gives you 9 lands in a row. Sometimes the game gives you 2 lands in the opening hand, and then you have 7 draws, no lands. Then I tried Spikefield Hazard instead of play with fire. Didn't work. I tried a lot of different builds. This is what worked for me. 24 lands, 3 play with fire, 3 Roil Eruption. So far for it. Let's go to the sideboard. Sideboard is where the whole magic happens in best of 3, and there I'm gonna talk with you about some changes, and I can, if you wish, if you are interested into, tell me. I used to do it before when I make best of 3 plays sideboard guide in the description down below. So if you want a sideboard guide in the description down below, so what cards come against what archetype, I can do it for you, right? So if enough people want it, I make it in the description down below if you want to get into the best of 3 a little bit more. But we're gonna talk about it here a little bit. This is why the breakdown is here. Paladin class. Amazing against everything that interacts on your turn. I mean everything. Sometimes it can come up also against Rakdos midrange. Best thing, right? Rakdos midrange, you can introduce it. Against control, you can introduce it. There is not so much pure control, but against control, 100%. Portable hole out, Paladin class in. Best decision in your life, because you against control, portable hole don't have so much choices. Then Easy Dragons, Paladin class, portable home goes out, Paladin class goes in. In the most case scenario, they have really difficult time to deal with it. They need to sideboard Prismari Command, but the sideboard happenings in the between the games, so most likely if you win the first game, then you sideboard Paladin class, they will not even have a chance to sideboard Prismari Command, the Easy Dragon deck. And this breaks a lot of them. Also Jeskai Dragons with Magma Opals, where they don't let you untap, you know, when they put a untap step pause and then Magma Opus you for just enough mana to literally take over the game in this turn. Paladin class prevents it, right? This is basically why Paladin class is here. I was a big fan of it, and then suddenly the card becomes a little bit less viable. I still think this card is super powerful in a lot of archetypes, and I'm gonna use some of these cards also in other builds. Unlicensed Source, everything that has graveyard synergies, bam, goes in. You can take out, for example, Roil Eruption. And usually for the sideboard, I recommend you to keep your curve similar to your current curve. So we are currently at the curve of 2.1 as an aggro deck, and Unlicensed Source here instead of Roil Eruption fits pretty good. Otherwise, if you have an opponent where you don't need so much interaction, take away a Brutal Cathar, so you don't need something that you can exile on sorcery speed. Take away Brutal Cathar, put in Licensed Source, right? This is also a really good choice. Then Elite Spellbinders, we have 3 of them, and you saw him sideboarding often. I like to sideboard him against creature decks that don't have a lot of answers for flying creatures. For example, MonoGreen is a great sideboard. You can slow it down really much and prevent them from playing, but also it's a constant threat in the air that they have difficulties to deal with. And of course against control, you don't need Brutal Cathars because control don't play often creatures or play creatures that you are not really looking to exile, like Graveyard Trespasser, right? It's a 3 mana or 3 damage to your face, or 3 power blocker that needs to discard a card if you want to interact with it. I usually don't want to interact with it. I usually want my opponent to trade for Reckless Stormseeker or for my Shatterskull Charger. I trade with them, and then I have more value, right? Because I'm relying on more creatures to kill him, and I don't want to discard cards and stuff like this. So this is why usually I'm not looking to keep Brutal Cathar against opponent who plays Graveyard Trespasser and is in a control shell or a mid-range shell. This is why I put him away usually and take an Elite Spellbinder. Then Skyclave Apparition. Against enchantments, I played at the beginning a lot against enchantments. Amazing card, you hit every enchantment that they have there, you exile every enchantment. And in general, Skyclave Apparition is also against midrange decks a really good card, but then you need to be a little bit smart. You need to change the approach from aggro to more mid-rangey, explosive type of play. Right? For example, I like to exclude Shatterskull Charger and put 3 Skyclave Apparitions in, because I explained it shortly in the game. This is 2 double red and this is 2 double white. This can be sometimes heavy on turn 3 to hit it. We have the mana for it, but sometimes it can be inconsistent, so we want on turn 4 it's more realistic to hit double white or double red, but on turn 3 less. This is why I go less this aggro approach, removing the charger and adding more controlish elements or mid-range elements with Skyclave Apparition. Especially if you also sideboarded Paladin class, later on Skyclave Apparition is a 3/3 for 3 mana with Paladin class. So this is a really good trade-off. And then also against enchantments, I like the Wandering Emperor, because enchantment tend to make one creature that is super huge, and then they go for it with trample, with lifelink, with haste, whatever they put on the runes or whatever they play there, and then you say 4 mana, I kill it, and then I kill you. Right, so this is why Wandering Emperor is here. It's just a really good card, and also against some matchups, people who don't tend to use Vanishing Verse, I like to put it in, or against counter spells. It's a great play if you have, for example, Wandering Emperor in your hand and some haste creatures. On turn 4, you play Wandering Emperor on their turn, so they need to counter it, otherwise there is huge value. They counter it, and then usually it makes it free for you on your turn to play one of your huge hitter with haste, right? So this is often a play, keep it in mind against this sort of opponent. Often I try to keep my hand with like Reckless Stormseeker or Bloodthirsty Adversary, so on turn 4 I have or on turn 5, I have at least a hasty creature, usually Bloodthirsty Adversary, play with fire in the graveyard or Roil Eruption is super powerful against them. So you play your Wandering Emperor to counter it, then turn 5 you play a land, 5 mana, you play Adversary, tap it, take out Play with Fire or Roil Eruption. With Play with Fire you can scry if you point it to the face and go for 3 more damage. So this is 5 damage on turn 5 with Scry Sugar. A lot of control players have difficulties to recover against it. Yeah, this is so far for the sideboard guide and for the explanation to the deck. I mean, it's a Boros shell, right? And Boros shell has this Boros burn deck, but I think it's different, or a little bit, or I think it's a much more different approach to this Boros burn, because suddenly I give this deck the possibility to win on the draw, to be really good against creature, and this is what you run in best of 1-2, right? So there no changes required. Just if you don't have something, you can change. Maybe if you don't have Brutal Cathar, you can add maybe some Skyclave Apparitions. If you don't have the Charger, you can maybe add some Elite Spellbinders, something like this. But this is what I run in also in best of 1, and I would recommend you to run it in best of 1, because this gives you the biggest chance to win against creature matchups, and against control, if you have a bad draw, so be it, right? We cannot make a deck that performs 100% good against another deck, against all the decks. I always try to build my decks, and this is maybe a small tip for you to building decks. Build your decks to win 75% of the matchups that you wanna win. And this is what this deck does. I wanna win 75% of creature matchups, and this is what this does. This deck wins, as I said, I lose maybe 1 out of 5 games against creature matchups, the rest I win. Against control and midrange, we require the sideboard. This is why we play best of 3. But there I lose equally, or maybe more, than I win. But this is how it is. Control players deserve it too. If they are hardcore removal control, mono black, or whatever Asper, Orzhov removal control, they deserve it. They deserve it in best of 1. In best of 3, I will win most likely, because I can sideboard my deck perfectly against a control matchup, a removal heavy control matchup. This is why, as I said, don't be mad if you lose against control matchups. They deserve it. They built their deck to win against your deck. This is why they win it. But in the sideboard game, we can do something that we can maybe also win against other. But in best of 1, you will win the most creature matchups. Yeah, this is so far it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like it. Let me know down in the description what you think about it, or about these changes. If you need anything, if you want to see or hear the best of 3 sideboard guide in the description, I can also update it. Otherwise, yeah, I wish you a great, for you it will be Sunday, a great Sunday, and I hope to see you in the next one.